I'm very happy to introduce to you Adam Sanderson and Kristin Rodack. First, Adam is the head of D23 and the Walt Disney Archives. He's been with the company for over 17 years. He's responsible for some of our company's biggest franchises, including High School Musical and Phineas and Ferb, amongst many others. But I will let him tell you more about himself, and then Kristin. Adam Sanderson.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here, and it's great to meet you all face to face. As Jeffrey said, I've been at the company for what I see as a long time, over 17 years. I think I'm approaching 18 years. I sometimes ask myself, how did I manage to be at one company for so long? And then I reflect on all the amazing experiences I've had. I joined Disney Channel as the business was transitioning from pay to basic cable and embarking on a whole new direction in terms of being the first place for kids and families. And it was a really wild ride. We had so many amazing experiences, developing talent who've gone on to amazing careers, to developing some of the most beloved properties of all time. Things like High School Musical, Hannah Montana, Phineas and Ferb, some really great properties that have not only become big businesses for the company, but have really engaged audiences around the world. And I think that was one of the other really great experiences that I had, was to be able to travel around the world and work with our partners, our channels around the world, and with the creators of our properties, and see how the impact that we had with kids and tweens and families. But my love for Disney started long before I ever worked for the company, and I guess that's the reason why I joined the Walt Disney Company to begin with. I was one of those kids that had those ceramic cake toppers on my birthday cake. I had them for many years, and I still have 2 of them. They were one of the things that I rescued from my mother's house. Mickey and Goofy are the ones that are still remaining, and they're tucked away in a cabinet in my house. They're among my most treasured possessions. And thinking about this weekend and sort of looking back and a whole day devoted to the World's Fair, I was just telling Kristin this was one of those faint memories that have stayed with me for so long. I grew up in New York, and I attended the World's Fair in somewhere between 1964 and 1965. Yes, I am that old. And I remember a lot of things. I remember the Lincoln Audio Animatronic, and most of all, I remember It's a Small World. And I also remembered It's a Small World because I say in my 45 record of the song, which I played incessantly on my grandmother's Victrola, as I think they used to call it. And it still has the little yellow fingerbob in the center of the record. And again, it's also sort of one of my core possessions. A couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to meet Richard Sherman, and I said, wait a second, where's my 45 of It's a Small World? I got to do something with this. So I brought it to Richard, and I said, would you please sign this? And he said, of course. And so he wrote on it, he said, Dear Adam, he wrote, it's about time, Richard. So I have it in my office, and when I started this job at D23, my team and everyone said, are you one of us? Are you really sort of a Disney fan? And I said, I know you may not think that, but I really am. And I produced my 45, and they were like, okay, you're in. So that was it. One of the amazing new opportunities for me in this role is to continue the opportunity to work across the company, and that's something that I've done for my entire career at the Walt Disney Company, because D23 is, the whole company is part of what we do. We're not sort of a standalone sort of business unit. We're not a business at all. In fact, what we do obviously is we take all of the great things that are happening across the company and provide them and give access to our fans and take them behind the scenes and that insider access. And so I'm really enjoying the opportunity to do that again in this role. It's so nice to reconnect with so many of my colleagues from across the company who I worked with at the channel, but in this new capacity to think about, what's next for D23. So I'm really excited to be here. This is our first big event since I came on board back in January. You know, just seeing all the people lining up outside, and it's really exciting, so pleasure to be here. Kristin joined my team about 6 months ago. She's even a bigger Disney fan than I am. I will let her tell you a little bit about herself and sort of her connection.
It's wonderful being here today. Such a pleasure to get to meet all of you and speak with you. As Adam said, I grew up in a big Disney family, have been a fan all of my life, and while I officially joined the D23 team about 6 months ago, earlier this year, I've actually been a member of D23 since before I even started working at the company. So it's incredible to be sitting where I am here today, having this opportunity. I started at Disney Interactive and had the opportunity to work in synergy and brand management, focused on kids television in my first entryway into Disney. But as I said, I grew up absolutely loving Disney. I grew up on the East Coast, and my mother was a teacher, and every April vacation we headed down to visit my grandparents in Florida and spent our April vacations here at the park. So I have so many memories as a child. And for me, as a huge Disney fan, my biggest love goes to Mary Blair. Mary Blair is really, really important to me. I fell in love with her work before I even realized I was falling in love with her work through Golden Books as a child, and through a lot of the concept art that she did with Cinderella, which is my favorite Disney movie. And as I got a little bit older, I started to just love all of her work related to Small World and all the beautiful colors and facades. And as I started to put all of it together, there was one thing in common, and it was Mary Blair in particular. And for me, as we all are as fans, once we have a passion for something, we start digging and being hungry for more and more and more. And so I found myself wrapped up in the 65 World's Fair a few years ago, just fascinated by it as the first place that Small World made its debut. So you sort of flash forward to today, and this is really the first event that I get to sink my teeth into.
Don't you wish you were in my shoes and got to go to World's Fair in Queens?
Yes, I'm envious of that. But it is amazing to get to sit here and be part of this weekend. It is, as a fan, it is so exciting. I cannot wait for the weekend to get started. I cannot wait for you guys to get to see everything. And we'll tell you a little bit about what is to come over the weekend as we get started here today. So thank you so much. I think we should dive right into, let's tell them a little bit about Destination D, and we'll go from there.
Sure. So the Destination D Attraction Rewind theme came to be because we know our fans love nostalgia, they love the retro part, they love looking backwards while also looking forwards. So this weekend, I'm sure you've had a chance to scrub the agenda. We have some amazing panels with some legendary panelists and speakers. I'm extremely excited to see, because I haven't yet, a sneak peek at the film Tomorrowland that has a connection to the World's Fair, as I'm sure you know. We'll be looking at attractions from the past. My personal favorite, Great Moments from Mr. Lincoln, as I mentioned, because that image of him standing on stage was just so breathtaking as a 4 or 5-year-old. I'm not quite sure. So we have a lot in store, and I think you'll find it as compelling and fascinating as we have in putting it together.
And I believe most of you probably got a chance to look at the archives earlier. Lots of really great stuff in there, some really fantastic Small World and World's Fair items, the original ticket, for example, in there. And then some past attractions. The Mold-A-Rama machine, I think, is a really special one in that that's sort of a combination of an item that was at the World's Fair, and in the Sinclair, the Dinoland exhibit, and yet at the same time, later in the 60s, it made its way to Anaheim, to Disneyland. And so it's sort of such a great piece that sits and bridges the gap between really Saturday and Sunday of this weekend. And then the World of Motion Horse is just a really fun one, and I'm a big fan of Figment, so I kind of geeked out on Figment when I saw him. And then hopefully you guys also got to see Mickey's Glendale shopping. A lot of really great stuff. This happens to be my favorite item that we have, so I made sure that I would be drinking water out of it today. I just think it's really great. Really Crump's tower is just such a beautiful piece, and so I loved getting to see everything there. Really fun items, and I hope everyone's going to be excited by some of the exclusives. Did you all get your Destination D magic bands? So this was a really special surprise that we were so excited to get to bring to everyone. This is a limited print. The only place you're going to really be able to get them is Destination D this weekend, and we really wanted to make sure that our guests got to experience Magic Band in full fashion through Destination D. We will have a couple of opportunities to utilize your Magic Bands throughout the course of the weekend. The food concession that we'll have out on the patio over the weekend at lunch break, you'll be able to use your Magic Bands for, as well as at Mickey's of Glendale, in addition to all of the other uses. So we're excited to have them as an addition to the event as well. And there are lots of surprises. We will keep you on your toes throughout the course of the weekend. I don't want to spoil any of them, but we've worked really hard to make sure that you guys have a lot of really great surprises. And one that we got to share earlier this week actually was a surprise that wasn't just for the folks that are here attending. All of you are the lucky ones that got to make it here. We also wanted to make sure that we took care of our fans that were not able to come to the event this weekend. And so earlier in the week, about a week ago, we asked our fans on Facebook what one panel would you have liked to have seen? Are you sad that you're missing if you're not attending this weekend? And it ended up being Carousel of Progress. And so we went back and surprised the fans and let everyone know that we will be live streaming Carousel of Progress to everyone at home, so D23 members can log into the website and actually get to watch that one panel from their home and join us for a little moment in time and let them have a glimpse into what we're doing. Yeah.
Oh.
Was it something I said?
Oh, really? That's funny.
That was the stamped D23. So you guys may have also seen the stamp for that.
Reality
Apparently it works well, right?
There you go.
So,
Would you mind grabbing the door, Jeffrey?
Stamped is another really great surprise that we're excited to be rolling out and sharing this weekend as well.
So, we love hearing what our fans have to say. We love engaging with our members. This is a perfect opportunity to do it here this weekend. Since the beginning, we've read every email, we read every post. It's really important to hear what our fans say and to be able to adapt accordingly. So one of the things that we've heard from fans is the desire for a more robust experience for our Gold members. So as we work with our partners around the company for new ways to enhance D23 overall, we recognize the value of these Gold members, many of whom have been with us since we launched in 2009. So while we're keeping Gold membership at its current price, we're going to create some new events exclusively for D23 Gold members. We're also going to have special event pricing and pre-sales opportunities for our Gold members. Another piece of feedback that we have heard from our members is they'd like to bring more members of their family to events. So we're going to introduce a new Gold family membership later next year. So as we keep Gold membership at its current price, for an additional $25, a Gold family membership will allow a member to bring 3 additional guests to our events. And because of these enhancements to our Gold membership, we are, starting today, we're going to discontinue the D23 Silver membership. Of course, if somebody is already a Silver membership, we will continue to honor that membership through the course of that term. And at the end of their membership, they can either upgrade to Gold, to later this year to Gold Family, or to our General membership. We have lots more in store for our General membership as well. An example of this is the panel we're doing with Carrousel of Progress today. We're exploring a whole variety of digital and social enhancements to share with our fans. So there's lots of exciting things happening there on the membership front.
And it's just about that time of year we will be announcing our annual gift for 2015 in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. And we will also have a new Gold member card that will come in conjunction with the new Gold membership. So look out for that coming soon as well. We are also really excited. We have so many different really great campaigns and programs that we'll be working on over the course of the next year, and one that actually launches on Monday is D23 Days of Christmas. So just in time for the holidays, December 1st is this Monday, and so for 23 days starting on Monday, if you go to d23.com/23days, you can unwrap new daily gifts. So I don't want to ruin any surprises. surprises, but we will have some exclusive drawings, we will have some giveaways, we will have exclusive content, special greetings, and really fun, different bite-sized pieces of special gifts, essentially, for us to share with all of our fans to come back every day and celebrate with us throughout the holidays. And that is really, we are excited to continue to have surprises and fun ways to be able to share new content.
I'm sure many of you are curious about D23 Expo. I started working on that project my first day of work in my new role, as you can imagine. What an incredible opportunity to be able to produce an event of that scale. As a kid, I was the one that put on the muscular dystrophy carnivals in my neighborhood. I put on puppet shows. I sort of been in the event side for my entire career and as a kid. So to be able to mastermind the biggest Disney Expo ever is really a huge honor and something that I'm really excited about. We've been hard at work meeting with all of our partners around the company, every business unit, to discuss how they're going to be represented. Obviously, with so much happening around the company, at the studio, at Consumer Products, at Interactive, at Marvel, at Lucasfilm, we have so much to be able to showcase. We're looking for many more ways for our fans to access, to interact with this incredible entertainment. So again, we're going to be looking for many ways to sort of plug in some more digital and social media kind of ways. So stay tuned for that. And
back by popular demand, we will have the stage pass again. We have found it to be quite successful, and everyone seems to really have found it to be a great addition to the Expo. So we will be bringing that back.
I'll pop it up for a second because I forgot to do one important thing. So we're going to give you a little sneak peek at sort of the new key art for Expo. We haven't launched this yet, but happy to share it with you guys. We got that? Okay, I'll go back in my chair.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. I have a glass right in my way, so.
We're really excited about using this as sort of as the new logo and art, and it really sort of brings the whole company together in terms of all of our characters, and we think the guests are really going to have fun with this, identifying all of the silhouettes, and it's great. We've had a lot of fun putting it together.
So in addition, we're going to have ongoing live entertainment on the center stage, which will be in the main show floor. We're really excited about that. Just nonstop entertainment, variety of different talent and demos and all different stuff all day long for the entire event weekend. And we will also make sure, as Adam said, it will be all about the fans and all about engaging with the fans and how we can bring them to make sure that everyone feels like they are a part of this event themselves. So we will be having the fan art contest. We will be having an even bigger costume contest this year, both of which we will be announcing more details very early next year. And we will also be expanding our shopping area. The area that has been known as the Collectors Forum will be back, and this year it will be titled the Expo Emporium. So we're really excited about that.
D23 Expo is a celebration. It's a celebration of our fans, and we're just wanting to feel like a big old party. And so things like, we're hoping people really come dressed up. We're going to create more opportunities for them to do that, to be able to do that in groups, to come as their favorite superhero, for kids to get involved, because we know that lends a very festive feel to the event, and that's what makes it really, really fun. And that's, at the end of the day, we want people to have a really great time. So, Legends. Disney Legends will be back. We are talking to some unbelievable luminaries to honor this year. We'll be announcing those early next year. But we're excited to bring Disney Legends ceremony back to D23 Expo. And I think that's it. Treasures? Treasures of the Archives, I think you may have mentioned that. That has been a very exciting part of the expo, something that the fans really love. So we have decided to make that even bigger. We're going to theme it for the first time and make it a very big attraction of Expo. So we'll be announcing that next year as well.
With that, we'll take your questions if you raise your hand.
So the theme of Destination D this weekend is Attraction Rewind. So what attraction do you miss the most?
You know, I love that there are so many attractions to be able to celebrate over time. I mean, we all know the parks continue to evolve, and Walt wanted it that way, right? He wanted it to be a park our parks to really never end. And so I think that it's only right that we give nods to those that helped us create memories from the past while celebrating new memories with all of the great new attractions that come. You know, for me, growing up on the East Coast and going to Walt Disney World, I loved Kitchen Cabaret, and I have an almost 2-year-old son at home, and he knows fruit, and he has learned all of his fruits and vegetables.
I did not know fruit. I said, what's Kitchen Cabaret? What's Kitchen Cabaret?
Every time, fruit, but you know. We have one of the placemats actually framed in our kitchen, and my son will go up and he knows broccoli and banana and, you know, everyone that way. So I think, for me, I love, you know, I love always giving that nod to Kitchen Cabaret, but at the same time I also love enjoying the new rides and attractions with my son.
So I think Attraction Rewind really sort of evidences the incredible growth of D23 since it launched nearly 5 years ago, when it started out as sort of the official fan club for Disney fans, sort of the Mickey Mouse Club of the new generation. And really what it's allowed us to do as fans is get a peek behind the curtain and open up the archives, really embrace community and nostalgia. And I think it seems to be a very important part of the company, you know, from the top down. We're now, with you sort of heading the D23, steering the D23 ship,
Yeah.
what would you like to see happen, and how would you like to see it continue to grow?
I think it's always been on a very, you know, good course. I think the opportunity is to grow it in a way that is consistent with how people interact with media, right? I mean, we live in a very digitally connected world, and I think D23 has a lot of opportunity to go there, to be able to take all this amazing content and share it with more people. So more content and share it across multiple platforms, and those are the kinds of things that we're sort of cooking up right now and developing. I think it's how media is evolving, and D23 needs to be part of that. I think, you know, our D23 fans are, you know, our best brand ambassadors. They always have been, and we want to continue to share with them.
Welcome aboard, first of all.
Thanks.
Nice to have you here. And I'm sure that we'll see your stamp on D23 as it goes forward. But I have a quick question about the membership changes.
Yeah.
You have the free level. Mm-hmm. The gold level is the one with the magazine. Is that right?
Yes.
And then the silver was the same as gold, but without the magazine.
Yes.
And that's the one that's going away.
Yes.
Okay, so you all are definitely committed to the magazine going forward?
Yes.
Everyone will get a magazine unless you're free.
The magazine is is beloved, and I have heard that over and over again since I started. I, of course, have received the magazine since the beginning as a member of the company, but I really understood how valued that is. And even though the world is transitioning away from print, this particular magazine resonates with our fans in a way that companies like Hearst and Condé Nast would kill for. So we will continue with the magazine. We, like all other media, we want to evolve it. We want to do new features. We want to take it in different directions. We may make it bigger, smaller, more. We're looking at all those opportunities, but the magazine will continue to be a part of Gold because our members want it to be.
And it's been pulled out of bookstores everywhere. Is there any
Right.
chance it might come back to the parks?
To the parks, it's possible. I think it's certainly possible.
At this point, it's such an important value to our Gold members that we really do value it that way.
It caused enough damage.
Oh, did you like Stamped? Did you have a good experience?
I didn't really.
You didn't get, that was your first time?
What are you guys looking forward to most this weekend?
World's Fair.
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh.
Well, you missed my intro. I was there
did,
too.
Sorry.
I was there too. I grew up about half an hour from Flushing Meadows, and that experience stuck with me. I'll kill my little introductory remarks for tomorrow, but of course, my father was a big photographer, and he took slides during that time, Kodak slides. And all of our childhoods were basically chronicled in these slides. And unfortunately, my mother had a flood in her basement a couple of years back, and a bunch of the slides got damaged. Got destroyed. Not damaged, they were destroyed. And so they didn't survive, because when I got this job, I said, where are those pictures of me and the characters standing in front of It's a Small World? I need them. I need to blow it up. I need to hang it in my office. I mean, it's so much a part of who I am today in my new role. And they're like, oh no, those are the ones that got damaged. So
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Huh? Maybe it didn't happen. No, I won't give it. I don't give it away. But I do have my 45.
So Sorcerer Mickey, I don't see him on any of the artwork back there. Is Sorcerer Mickey as the mascot of D23 gone?
We love Sorcerer Mickey. He's just sort of not the front and center. Again, part of the reason for thinking through that was D23 Expo is going to be a showcase for all things from the company. So Marvel and Star Wars and Pixar and things. And we just felt that maybe Sorcerer Mickey, who had been the face of it for 5 years, didn't sort of tell the whole story. And we know our fans they have diverse passions for things. They may like Cinderella and Princess Leia, or they may like Star Wars, Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy, and they love Pixar. We're finding that as a company that our fans like many different things together. So we wanted to sort of create sort of this consortium of characters so that people felt an entry point to. And we still have Sorcerer Mickey, and you'll see him. He'll be there, some shape or form. Keep going.
Sorry, very interested in this topic. You mentioned that it would be the biggest expo ever.
Yes.
How much bigger do you think it will be?
I think it's going to be bigger in a number of ways. Number one, I think we will have bigger attendance. We have so much exciting content that people are just so anxious to hear more about and see, both in the pipeline as well as what we'll be launching in the window of August 2015. I think it'll be bigger in terms of the experience, more interactions, more entertainment, more talent. So, big.
And it's, this will be the 4th Expo, and every year it has gotten bigger, it has gotten better, and there are so many learnings. Every single Expo has been last, and we're always trying to push to make our experiences for our guests even better than the time before, and this is absolutely no exception. And so we are very excited to continue that tradition of taking it one step further.
I think, in this world that we live in that is very, sort of in our own little devices and our sort of own little personalized, curated world, there's a hunger to be part of the community, to be part of a communal experience. And you're seeing this, in sporting events, you're seeing this in concerts, you're seeing this in other big sort of events where people with shared passions come together. And I think that's exactly what we're doing. I think people just want to be with people who sort of share the same passion and be in the same room together and just sort of cheer. And while they may not communicate with one another, they're there because they know that they have the shared passion. And I think we're sort of tapping into that. And that's just sort of, I think, what's happening in the world around us.
Deb?
You touched on the Disney legends. Can you explain how they're selected?
Sure. We spend all year sort of, how about this one, how about that one? We put together a long short list.
Selections committee.
Right, and then we meet, there's a legend selection committee that consists of various people from across the company and senior management, and the list keeps getting narrowed down until we get to the ones that we feel are most, that we want to honor this particular year. There are so many, and then we invite them to be part of this amazing legacy.
And speaking of legends, Alice Davis missed all of her appearances at IAPA this week. Will she be at Destination D?
We've been hoping that she would be able to make her way here. At this point, it looks like that may unfortunately not be the case, but we will make an official announcement tomorrow.
Any questions?
Great. Well, thank you all. Thanks
Thank
all so
you.
much for coming,
Thanks,
everybody.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. And for those of you